for Google, also we're trying to make the conventional corporate headquarter, rather than a sort of fortress that shuts the world out, we're really trying to make it an inviting part of a new neighborhood. Also realizing that a company like Google, with tens of thousands of people working there, can't just be like an ordinary office building in the city, because its sheer magnitude makes it a significant neighborhood in the city. So therefore it needs to have the same element of invitation and surprise as a neighborhood. So and the overall concept is to create these canopies out of like very, very light glass enclosures, within which we have control of air quality, noise, and daylight levels. And that actually frees up the architecture to become much more like furniture. So maybe almost like overlapping platforms where people can sit and work, cascading up like pirate villages on multiple levels with terraces overlooking. And we're seriously working with the idea that Google said, when you build a building, you use cranes. And then when the building is done, you remove the crane. But what if you would actually build the building so you could leave the crane, so that if you want to change things in a very significant way, the crane is there and you can sort of lift things up, put them over there, you can add a little bit over here. So almost like, let's say, the corporate equivalent of something we invented in Denmark in the 60s and 70s, which was called the construction playground, which was this idea to, rather than have playgrounds as these premeditated experiences, there is still today these construction playgrounds where people, like the children, are assisted by pedagogues or grown-ups who let them work with tools like saws and hammers and nails and pieces of wood, and then they basically speak together about what could be cool to do, and then they help each other building the playground they would like to have. They decide the colors of the little towers or the swings or whatever, and gradually they start, not just consuming the play experience, but actually having the tools and the ability to, in a meaningful way, influence their own environment. And that's the same kind of idea we're trying to capture for the future Google headquarters. We heard it, like when we spoke with people from Google, everybody was mentioning this building at MIT, which is like a big, ugly structure. It has a numeric name. Like right now, I don't remember if it's 20 or 40 or 50 or whatever, like building 20, let's call it. It has a higher number of Nobel laureates that have been working in that building than most other buildings, probably because it's so easy to adapt the surroundings, because the entire building is made out of wood. So you can saw a hole in the wall, you can like mount something with nails. It is a very flexible, adaptive environment. And so rather than making a new headquarters for Google where everything is so pristine and perfect that nobody's allowed to touch, we're trying to make it in such a way that it will be an exciting and stimulating environment, not just because it's thoughtfully and beautifully designed, but also because it will be almost like giant pieces of furniture that, if you wish, you would be able to rearrange it in certain ways.